Good morning and welcome to the Motivational Devotion, where we are merging motivation and spirituality to create a daily dose of confident positivity. I hope that this morning's podcast will help you to be more spiritually and positively motivated so that you can transform your day.
How is your year shaping up so far? In 2017, I had a very rough year. Toward the close of 2017, I had not made the progress that I'd planned at the beginning of the year. Feeling kind of stuck in some ways, I prayed for some great things in the coming year. I released any and every part of my life that wasn't serving me well. I prayed for the good that I wanted to develop in the coming year. So in the beginning of the next year, 2018, I was hospitalized for a weekend from having 2 transient ischemic attacks, or TIAs for short, and what I had thought would be a great year started off very bad. Then it got better. I had some negative things happen health-wise, financially, and emotionally. I won't list them specifically because those details aren't the issue. The point is that I could toss out the idea of prayer as being ridiculous because I prayed for good stuff, but I was getting rotten stuff. That old stuff I didn't want was at least kind of organized and stable. During that stay in the hospital, I would like to say meditating, but I have to be honest and admit that I was brooding. I asked God, "What the heck, God?" The answer came to that question, but not in words. It was more like realization packed with images of an analogy. God's answer to my question partly came as a reminder of how a building is built. I've always been wired as a construction kind of guy. I love to build and fix things. I learned a lot about construction during my Air Force years and civil engineering. If you have a lovely lot with a dilapidated house and you want to build a beautiful new home, you don't build it on top of the shack. You have to demo the shack and do some site development. You have to churn up a lot of dirt. In the initial days, it looks more like a war zone rather than a beautiful home. It's chaos, kind of like that January. The other part of the universe's answer to my question of what the heck was an overall sense of an assuring phrase, "We've got this. Your prayers are being answered. Wait for the foundation to be built first." The universe isn't going to help me build the answer to my prayers on top of the old dilapidated circumstances I let go at the end of 2017. God and the entire universe are engaged in full-scale demolition in parts of my life before starting construction. Then in January of this year, 2023, I lost my spouse, and that demolition seemed to start all over again. But then I realized that although construction has been going on in my life, the demolition has continued to be necessary. Because for us to have a solid foundation for our dreams, we have to let the site get prepared. I feel like finally, after a few years, and especially most of this year, I am finally at a point where the design has been solidified and the plans are going to be manifest in the coming months. January was a terrible month, and my prayers definitely included the important and loving person that I lost. But we don't get to choose who stays with us on the journey. In the long run, all of the negative things have been site development for life, coming to the foundation upon which I am expected to build. It's a reminder that when you pray for something, you might experience massive chaos immediately afterward, but don't lose faith, because that's the first clue that your prayers are being answered. I would have lost my spouse anyway, but if my prayers also weren't being answered, I wouldn't have had the same level of strength and resilience that these past several months have required. My realization that all the hard times in my life haven't been bad times or negative times, but were instead just rebuilding times, has been huge and helped my perspective remain positive so that on top of life's inevitable experiences, I can choose to let all of creation continue to conspire in my favor. I really do trust that the universe always has my back. Singer David Allan Coe once said, "It is not the beauty of a building you should look at. It's the construction of the foundation that will stand the test of time."
Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page. following at Threefold Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow.
Motivational Devotional is in production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.